Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Spokane City Council Legislative Agenda this evening. I'd like to first start off by acknowledging some young people in the room. I have some students from Gonzaga Prep in the back. They're just so embarrassed. I live to do that stuff. Wave at me. I had the pleasure of speaking to their class a couple of weeks ago and invited them down, and here they are. So I'm trying to get them to speak next time they show up. So welcome, guys. I want to start with our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on the unceded land of the Spokane people and that these lands were once the major trading center for the Spokanes as they shared this place and welcomed other area tribes through their relations, history, trade, and ceremony. We also want to acknowledge that the land holds the spirit of the place through its knowledge, culture, and all the original people since time immemorial. As we take a moment to consider the impacts of colonization, may we also acknowledge the strengths and resiliency of the Spokanes and their relatives. As we work together making decisions that benefit all, may we do so as one heart, one mind, and one spirit. We are grateful to be on the shared lands of the Spokane people and ask for the support of their ancestors in all relations. We ask that you recognize these injustices that forever change the lives of the Spokane people and all their relatives. We agree to work together to stop all acts of continued injustices toward Native Americans and all our relatives. It is time for reconciliation. We must act upon the truths and take actions that will create restorative justice for all. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Pfister, we call the roll.
Council President Wilkerson.
Present.
Councilmember Zapone.
Here.
Councilmember Cathcart.
Present.
Councilmember Bingle.
He is not online, but I'll let you know if he joins.
Okay. Councilmember Dillon.
Here.
Councilmember Klitsky. Present. Councilmember Navarrete. Here. Let the record reflect that Councilmember Bingle is absent.
And you will start off this evening with a salutation being read by Councilmember Cathcart.
All right. Well, thank you. And certainly my honor to read this salutation. We've got 15 days until the election, and we're not quite at 20% turnout. So this is just a reminder to vote for everybody watching. Saluting the public service of election workers. Whereas the foundation of our democratic republic rests on the integrity and accuracy of our electoral process, upheld by the dedication of election workers and professionals who ensure the smooth operation of every Spokane County election. And whereas the Spokane County Elections Office employs 6 full-time employees and nearly 140 temporary employees who accomplish a nearly flawless operation in every election. And whereas these election workers often go unnoticed, despite their tireless efforts to ensure that every ballot is meticulously and accurately counted, particularly during challenging times such as the recent countywide hand recount for the Washington State Lands Commissioner race. Whereas the authority of elected officials is derived from the trust and confidence of the people, and it is through the unwavering dedication, diligence, and commitment of election workers that this trust is maintained, deserving our utmost gratitude and recognition. And whereas the accuracy and fairness of elections are critical, not only during the highly publicized primary and general elections, but throughout the year, with every election requiring the same level of diligence, commitment, and integrity from our election workers to uphold public trust. And whereas threats against public workers, particularly those responsible for ensuring the accuracy of our elections, undermines the very foundation of our democratic process and will not be tolerated in our community. Now, therefore, I, Betsy Wilkerson, Spokane City Council President, on behalf of the community members of Spokane, hereby recognize and honor the indispensable contributions of election workers and salute their service to the citizens of Spokane. And Vicki, if you'd like to come up, say a few words and accept this.
Thank you, council members, for recognizing the people who are the absolute bedrock of democracy. Those people who ensure that the citizens who qualify can register to vote, receive a ballot, send it back, have it counted as they intended. It's not glamorous work, but it's absolutely necessary. And for the 6 full-time people and over 140 in our pool, they do this not for the money, but for the dedication to our democracy. Just a reminder that everyone who handles a ballot is an employee. They are screened, hired, trained, and if need be, fired if they can't do the job right. This is more than just a social event. This is truly about how our government is chosen, how our leaders are chosen. And for those of you on the dais who've been elected, you have used our services. And that was the voters who made the choice, not my office. We look forward to continuing to serve our over 80 jurisdictions that we hold elections for in one way or the other. And again, my staff truly appreciate the recognition. They are working hard, and this will be a long season. And whatever the results are, I hope everyone understands that those results are accurate and unbiased. So thank you again for the recognition. And we will be sure to have this displayed prominently in our office. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vicki, and thank you, Councilmember Katkoff, for bringing that forward. So timely. Next, we are honored to have Tony Lodge, Executive Director of the Native Project, to come and give us the state of the urban indigenous people. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you, and sorry it's a week late after Indigenous Peoples Day, but it still is timely for today. I'm going to try to talk really fast because, you know, Betsy told me I only have a couple minutes. I don't know if I can do that, but I will try. Uh-oh.
Try the down arrow. There you go.
Okay. Just want to talk about the Indigenous People Acknowledgement. In this city, it is a city that has been, well, actually within a 200-mile radius, there's 10 reservations that still exist, but it was a place where the Nez Perce, Yakima, Palouse, Colvilles, Coeur d'Alenes, Kalispell, Spokanes, everybody came here. My tribe, Turtle Mountain Chippewas, we were intermarried with the French and the Hudson Bay Company and the American Fur Company. We actually had the Spokane House on, you know, the way to the airport was where we stayed. So we were here too, back in 1810 when the fur companies were at their very, very peak. In the 1950s and 60s, the federal government decided to do termination and relocation, moved people off the reservation. When I first moved here in 1979, I met many, many people who had been moved here in 1950, 1955. Actually, in West Central, down on College, it was the Red Line District in Spokane. It was the only place Native people could purchase homes because it was next to the railroad. And that's what people came here to work. They came to work in the railroad. They came to work for Kaiser. They came to work in the mines. And in Seattle, they came to work in the shipyards. So the two largest urban communities in Washington are Seattle and Spokane, places where people had relocation. And we, as a result of that federal policy in the United States today, 70% of Native people do not live on reservations. And it's the biggest thing we have to acknowledge is that our treaties, and we'll talk a little bit about that, did not cede the rights of Native people, just land. So when we're here today, you doing your job as a city council representing us, you are part of the treaty responsibility of the trust responsibility for the Native people that live here. The 70% of the people who don't live on reservations anymore and live in places like Seattle and Spokane. But for 214 years, over 200 years, we've been this place that we have come together for trade, education, and a place to raise families. Okay. What do I do?
The down
Go the other way. I wanted to show you this. These are pictures of women from South Dakota. I'm from North Dakota. I'm wearing my shell. This is like diamonds. People came to the river to trade. The richer you were, the more wealthy and prosperous you were as a Native family, the more dentalian and shell that you had. And where you got it was here in Spokane at the river or at the mouth of the Columbia down by Portland. So yeah, this was like the Gucci store for Native women. This is the 2020 census. You've seen it. 91% of Spokane is white. But the Native community makes up a pretty sizable proportion, 4.5% of the census here in Spokane. One of the things that in the 2010 census, there was about 14,000 Native people counted. In 2020, it increased 10,000 people, which was a shocker to us. It's a problem for us because we were not prepared for 10,000 more people. So the 2020 census says we have about 26,000 Native people that live here. And at our clinic at the Native Project, we serve people from over 300 tribes across North America and the United States, of which there are still 574 tribes left. And we think it was probably an undercount. I used to know everybody. You know, neighborhoods aren't just geographic. Neighborhoods are cultural, too. I used to know everybody. I don't know everybody now because there's so many people have been coming here. We do have, one of the things about Spokane is because of the kinds of work that we did in relocation that was very unhealthy, you know, in the mines, in the shipyards, we don't live long. And the Spokane Regional Health District did a study that showed the life expectancy for Native people in Spokane is 63 years old, which means I'm way past my shelf life, and 74 years old for Caucasian people. That's called a health disparity, and the work we do is just trying to undo that. The good thing about our community in Spokane, the Native community, is that kids between the ages of 0 and 18 are our largest group. They make up 30% of our population. So when I'm doing planning, when I'm doing community organizing, it's just got to be about the kids. My age group, 60 and plus, is only 10% of the population. One of the things after COVID, and this comes from the Center for Disease Control and the National Indian Health Board, we had such a huge mortality rate from COVID that our life expectancy declined more than any other ethnic group in the United States. As you recall, and I've told you before, the first case of COVID in Spokane County was at our clinic. And the first deaths in our community were in our community, in Spokane. And the bad thing about it is that across the country, Native children have lost more caregivers than any other group. So here we have CPS, Division in Children Youth Services in Spokane. I think they have 9 units here in Spokane. 3 of them are Indian Child Welfare units. So it is reflected in our community too. And our challenges are the same as white Americans are also losing life expectancy because of the diseases of despair, as the CDC calls them. That's suicide, substance use, and depression. So we have to put as much resources into diseases of despair as we do in medical diseases. Like I said, 10 reservations within a 200-mile radius. We have lots of cultures in our area. I love this picture. This, you know, it's down by the Spokane Club. This was less than 100 years ago when the Yakimas came to town. They didn't want to stay in a hotel. They brought their own hotels with them, right there on Main Street. And, you know. Again, I want to talk just briefly about why we are even having a conversation about Native people and our decolonizing, undoing our genocide. It is based in the Constitution. I recently went to Minnesota to my tribe's treaty conference, got a really different perspective of it. And, you know, who we are and how we stand is based in our Constitution. And you, as our elected officials, are, again, part of that trust responsibility. I have never given up my rights as a Native person. And I do expect you to work with me and all the other 26,000 Native people that live here to make sure that the trust responsibility for care of this land and care of ourselves is carried on in our culture. One of the things I love, there's over 70 Indigenous businesses in the Spokane area. You can see we have lots of people who are art. Like I showed you the jewelry. I think we just like art. There's a lot of art, entertainment, you know, the Northern Quest, Spokane Tribe, Counting Coup, health and beauty, buildings and professional trades, quite a few, and professional services like therapists and other things. But you can see there's 2, 4, 6, 7 nonprofits in Spokane. American Indian Center, Elk Soup, Holistic Native, Native Project, Sage Indigenous Law Center, Salish School, and Yo-Yo Spokane. You know, the nonprofits are here to care for the public health, the public needs of our community. So I just want you to be cognizant of the fact that we're working really hard. This is our capillary place between survival and working in our community. Make sure we stay well. As a city council, you have wonderful opportunity to get to know us. I think I know all of you. I have not met a couple of you, but I would like to. You are our urban tribal council. And I keep telling my friends that, Zach and Kitty and Betsy, that you are the urban tribal council. So, and you have been very responsive to our needs. But some ongoing challenges for us are there is not one culturally specific behavioral health center for BIPOC adults in this city or county. That is a problem. We keep going to jail if we don't have behavioral health. We have the same issues with child welfare, homelessness, unaffordable housing. We still need a lot of support for kids. Like I said, 30% of all the kids you see running around are in the school. We need after-school programs, things like that. And we need to do, our mayor, our new mayor, Mayor Brown, and our new police chief are working on the MOU, which state law requires that we have with tribal communities and municipalities for looking for missing and murdered Indigenous people. Right now, there's, as of today, I checked the list, there's 13 MMIP in Spokane, 8 juveniles and 5 adults that are missing tonight. You know, we just need to work better together to find these people and find the kids, really. One of the things about, we're kind of a silent, quiet community in many ways, in some ways not, but one of the proposals is Mayor Brown's proposed Indian Advisory Council, which is modeled after Seattle's existing council that has all of those businesses and nonprofits and local tribes come together. I think it'd be a really much needed step, so I hope when that proposal comes to you that you would consider it for all of us, our businesses, to work together. And we do welcome your visits in every major event and decision making, and I love it when you guys come, when I see you in community. Here's the list. The Washington State Patrol sends the list out if you want to get on their website, so you know every week who's missing. I see it on Facebook. Thursday, the Native Law nonprofit is having Abigail Echohawk come and be the keynote speaker as we try to develop some more resources for missing and murdered Indigenous people. I don't know if you saw Time magazine, but Abigail was one of the 100 most inspiring new Americans, but she'll be here in Spokane on Thursday if you want to. And we're going to talk about what more we can do to make sure that there's not 13 people every week on the missing and murdered Indigenous peoples list. One of them is, I think, the second oldest person missing, and he's from 1999. And there's a woman who they still have in the Washington State Patrol's morgue from 1980. They cannot identify that woman, but they know she's Indigenous. So how we celebrate, we just remember that we're here. We're not here for long, but we're here for our grandchildren and our children, the next 7 generations. And we got to care for the land, the water, the air, fish, birds, and animals. We acknowledge the people. Like I said, when we had COVID, We shared what we had with them because we knew we all were in this together. We had to get that vaccine out. We had to work together to save the next 7 generations. We used to have the annual powwow at Riverfront Park where thousands of visitors came. That kind of faded away, I think, because of COVID. But this year, the city did such a great job with the 50th Anniversary Expo. We had a huge powwow down at the convention center. Everybody felt so revitalized that, like, our community's back. And so there's plans to do that next year also, and I hope you can support us doing that. We laugh a lot, we eat together. We'll march if we have to, but I prefer that we have conversation before that. Let me see. And I just want to thank you for your support. Again, this is our Children and Youth Services Center. It's the third best thing I've ever done in my life. Because the day we open the door, we'll be debt-free. This was Children and Youth Services, behavioral health, mental health, substance use for kids of all ethnicities. We'll be the only licensed outpatient drug and alcohol treatment for teens in Spokane. Kids of all ethnicities. And we're talking about fentanyl, we're talking about homelessness. This is what we got to focus on. We got to focus on kids. We got to do more of this in every neighborhood. But you guys were so generous to us and in West Central. And to the Native Project. Like I said, we're going to be debt-free. And that circle there, that's a healing cultural circle. It's going to be named in honor of Francis Kaluuya, who Kalispel tribal leader who just passed away last month, but gave us so much guidance. For the first day we opened, he's been there praying and blessing our place. And I just think I welcome you there. I'm going to make sure you guys know when it is. And you all have Get Out the Vote t-shirts. The one thing that we're really good at is one afternoon at the Riverfront Park powwow. You guys all heard me say this story, I think. We registered 200 people to vote. Yeah, we did. And I'm with Mr. Cathcart. We need to get that vote out. And so I gave you a Get Out the Vote, Native Vote t-shirt. But anyway, it's a very short snapshot, and I love working here. I love being here. I told all my friends on the res, I'm like, I love you guys, but I got to go to the store, not drive an hour away, which is the life. I got to go to the movies too or something. So anyway, thank you. Any questions?
Questions for Tony?
Huh?
Well, I just want to acknowledge your work, Tony. The new project down there is just going gangbusters. Every time I go by, it's just amazing growth. And for your commitment and work, I have to really speak to your partnership during COVID. Your clinic, everybody could come. Everybody, no matter who they were, what their culture, what their background was. You not only gave them shots, you fed them as well. And so we just thank you for your leadership and just being a good steward in our community. And we have to acknowledge, I said it was very important, urban indigenous people have different needs than the ones that are on the reservation. And we have to talk about that and what those needs are and how do we support them within our city core as we go forward. So again, thank you for your time and thank you for the shirt, and we'll be seeing you.
Okay.
Please let us know at the grand opening. We should be there.
I can't believe you drove by and didn't stop and see me.
I was on my way to a meeting. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate it. Now we're going to boards and commissions. We have several public comments on that. The first one's Will Hewling. The second is Justin Holler. And then we'll have Larry Andrews.
Good evening. My name is Will Hewlings, and I live downtown Spokane. First off, I want to congratulate Lauren Pangborn on her appointment to the Transportation Commission as a representative of the Bicycle Advisory Board. While I don't know Lauren personally, I genuinely hope her appointment leads to positive developments in Spokane's transportation efforts. I also signed up for this Transportation Commission position, but unfortunately, I was denied. No big deal. As someone who lives downtown and rides a bicycle year-round in all weather conditions, I care deeply about transportation issues in Spokane. Even though I'm not an expert, my experience as an avid cyclist gives me a unique perspective on what's needed to make our streets safer and more accessible. This was my first attempt at applying for a commission position, and I've recently been trying to get more involved with the Bicycle Advisory Board. However, when I attended a meeting at City Hall a few months ago, I found the doors locked and couldn't get in. It left me wondering if you need to be a Democrat to get onto one of Mayor Brown's little boards. So now I'm kind of discouraged from applying because everybody knows who Will is. They don't want to probably deal with me. But I find that kind of sad because I've actually come up here and complained about what I just mentioned about showing up and the doors being locked. And nobody could explain to me why that was. Just, whatever. But you guys should think of that.
Thank you,
There's
Will.
more people out there than just the Democrats.
Thank you, Will. Justin Holler?
I am Justin Haller, District 1. Are we on the consent agenda?
We are
Or
on boards and commission
boards and
appointments.
committees? Yeah, how many boards and committees do we need to have? Yeah, I agree with Elon Musk. Maybe we could just eradicate 80% and we could still function properly. You know, it worked with X, and I think there's a lot of redundancy and a lot of overlap within the government. And especially if these are paid positions, that's even worse. But particularly for 0330, or 0330, the climate change one, what climate change? We have summer, winter, spring, fall. We have 4 seasons here. Why do we need someone to talk about climate change? We can't afford, well, okay, not we, but Spokane can't afford the climate change agenda. And as soon as someone else is in office that's normal and reasonable and logical, maybe we won't have to be forced to spend all this money for this climate change agenda. You know, I don't think people in Pompeii cared about the environment, the impact they were having on the environment when lava was in their living room. You know, maybe all the CO2 is good for us because the plants need CO2 to make oxygen, which is what we breathe. So maybe we need more CO2. So, you know, it just, for over 70 years, the sky has been falling for one reason or another. Either it's acid rain or whatever. But my grandpa warned me about this. He said they're gonna lie to you, and they're gonna try and tax you into compliance. You know, whether it's the ridiculous, crappy paint that Chevys and Mercedes had in the 90s, where everything just fell apart. And if you look at any 90s Mercedes or Chevy, you'll see all the paint's faded because it wasn't worth a crap. It was all water-based. You know, it's ridiculous. If you just look at history, look at just look at the lineage of, oh, well, there's global warming, there's global cooling, Leonard Nimoy in the 80s was talking about, that we're going to be on the ice ball, by now. And how many politicians have warned us? How many people who care to claim about the environment, who are spoiled little brats, say, how dare you? And you stole my childhood, and everything's going to be, underwater. But billionaires and millionaires keep buying beachfront property. No one's going to loan money on beachfront property if it's not viable. So that's a little food for thought.
Thank you, Justin. Larry Andrews, welcome.
My name's Larry Andrews, and I'm a resident here in Spokane, and I also have a business. And Thank you, Betsy, for allowing me to speak tonight.
Yes.
Okay. What, I spoke last week about an OPM violation, and I'm glad that there's some movement towards stopping that. But like tonight, I look at what we have written down for boards and commissions. And I would have hoped that we're not in such a hurry that we can't put people's names on the agenda, you know, so people understand what's coming up. I mean, I think that's important, that the general public knows what you people are going to talk about, hopefully at least 24 hours before, but at least on the written agenda, okay? And I mean, I commend the State Building Code Council about how they commenced their meetings, okay? Because they get a lot of public input from a lot of people. And even though we might not have the same beliefs as what everybody else does, at least we're allowed to speak, okay, upon what's going to be voted on. Because we voted for all of you, and all of you are important to your constituents and the point of views that are going on. But we've got to be able to speak to you in an open forum here so you know what we're thinking about. But we can't speak intelligently unless we know what we're speaking for, okay? And that's really important to me. I mean, I think it's important to follow the rules because the other night I seen all of you, and I don't want to call on one because I'm not supposed to, but spoke how important it was to follow the law, okay? And there was a little lady here that was found that probably wasn't following the law, but yet she almost seemed like crucified here, okay? And when you guys aren't following the law. So before you do this, we need to get our own home in the right, following the laws, okay? I think that's important. And that's why we have all these rules. And I hope you don't think I'm trying to point one or two of you out because it's not my intent. My intent here is to follow the law and to be truthful. To me, the truth matters more than anything, just about. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Larry. And that was my omission. I should have had Ms. Pfister read those names. Ms. Pfister, would you read those if you have that at your fingertip, the board appointments in their term?
Appointments to the Climate Resilience and Sustainability Board for a term of October 21 to 24 to October 21, 2026. Carrie Brooks, Kevin Fagan, Leah Molina, Hala Zahalka, I hope I pronounced that right. And then appointment of Lauren Pangborn to the Transportation Committee for a term of October 21, 2024 to October 21, 2025. And appointment of Carlos Fernando Diaz Garcia to the Design Review Board as the liaison for Community Assembly for a term of October 21, 2024 to October 21, 2027.
Thank you. Any council commentary? All those in favor of we're going to take them collectively if somebody wants to pull one.
I would request that we take the design and transportation separately from the group.
Okay, so we'll start with the Climate Resiliency Board. All those in favor of the Climate Resiliency and Sustainability Board appointments, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Is Councilmember Bingham on the line yet? All those in favor say no.
No.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Any abstentions? That passed. Thank you. Now the Transportation Commission. All those in favor of the Transportation Commission appointment indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? That passes. Thank you. All those in favor of the Design Review Board. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? That passes. Thank you, Ms. Pfister. Thank you all. Next, we're going to have public comment on the consent agenda. And we will start with Rick Bocook. Okay. All right, we'll skip Rick. We'll call Will Hewlings back for the consent agenda.
Good evening again. My name is Will Hewlings, and I live downtown Spokane. I strongly support OPR 2024-0086, the approval of the value blanket for police department ammunition with an amount not to exceed $195,000 per year. It is absolutely crucial for law enforcement officers to have proper ammunition to perform their duties effectively. Providing our police officers with the necessary tools is essential for their safety. The safety of the public and the ability to maintain law and order. Ammunition is not merely a supply, it is a critical resource that enables officers to protect our community, respond to emergencies, and handle potentially dangerous situations with the appropriate force. Failing to provide the at Spokane Police Department with proper ammunition poses significant risks. Without adequate ammunition, officers may find themselves unable to respond effectively to violent crimes, active shooter incidents, or other threats that require immediate and decisive action. This not only jeopardizes the lives of the officers themselves, but also the lives of innocent civilians who depend on law enforcement to keep them safe. It can also lead to a lack of preparedness during critical moments, potentially resulting in delayed responses or missed opportunities to de-escalate dangerous situations. The consequences of not properly supplying the Spokane Police Department with the necessary ammunition would be severe. It would undermine the department's ability to train and maintain the proficiency required to respond accurately and effectively under pressure. Regular training with the same ammunition officers use in the field is essential to ensure that they are ready to act in real-life scenarios. Without this, we compromise the effectiveness of our officers and put them and the community at greater risk. So I support this OPR 2024-0886.
Thank you, Will. Justin Holler?
Yeah, still Justin Haller, District 1. Yeah, I don't understand. This is regarding 0002, the $8 million for parks and libraries. You can't find any wiggle room there? 8 million, really? Like there's no wiggle room at all. Maybe we don't need the grass to be as green for the homeless people in the park to mitigate and defecate upon and smoke drugs. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a couple dollars to be cut there. You know, $8 million is a lot of money to a lot of people. And I find it offensive, especially when you guys are taking a 27% raise from a part-time job. Two different former city council members admitted it's a part-time job, Mike Fagan and Bob Apple. And for you guys to get a 27% raise is pretty offensive when you guys are raking us over the coals with taxation for all these mythical things. It's just, you know, go line by line by the, you know, with the budget. Look at everything, see if it makes sense, comb it through a logic filter. I know most of you guys on city council can't figure out what logic and reason is, but, ask somebody else. Ask your friends, ask your family. Is this logical? Does this make sense? Because a lot of this stuff on the budget doesn't make sense. 25 million for homeless, but you guys never solved the homeless problem. You hired a disbarred lawyer for $100,000. I wouldn't take legal advice from a disbarred lawyer, would you? But you are. How's that work? I don't get that. There's so many things that don't make sense, and so many things are hypocritical and just a waste of money.
Thank you, Justin. Any council commentary on the consent agenda? Hearing none, prepare to vote. All those in favor, I'll just say, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any noes? Abstentions? The consent agenda is passed. Ms. Pfister.
Ordinance C-36-592, amending ordinance number C-36-467, passed by the City Council November 27, 2023, and entitled an ordinance adopting the annual budget of the City of Spokane for 2024, making appropriations to the various funds of the City of Spokane government for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2024, and providing it shall take effect immediately upon passage, and declaring an emergency and appropriating funds in American Rescue Plan Fund. Number 1, reallocate the appropriation of $7,484.09 that was previously allocated for the purpose of AVI upgrades. Number 2, reallocate the appropriation of $218,632.84 that was previously allocated for the purpose of procurement and outfitting of fire apparatuses. Number 3, reallocate the appropriation of $9,504.88 that was previously allocated for ADU permits. Number 4, reallocate the appropriation of $6,130.41 that was previously allocated for the purpose of purchase and commissioning of a fire safety house. Number 5, reallocate the appropriation of $16,733.09 that was previously allocated for the purpose of purchasing police vehicles. Number 6, reallocate the appropriation of $4,187.29 that was previously allocated for the purpose of chief recruitment. Number 7, reallocate the appropriation of $30,008.09 that was previously allocated for the purpose of sub-area planning for Hilliard, West Central, and East Central. Number 8, reallocate the appropriation of $31,800 that was previously allocated for the purpose of multicultural centers. Number 9, reallocate the appropriation of $100,000 that was previously allocated for the purpose of police ombudsman. Number 10, reallocate the appropriation of $11,341.32 that was previously allocated for behavioral health services vehicle. Number 11 of the reallocated appropriation, $169,684.01 is provided solely for fire capital at Station 1 for HVAC. Number 12 of the reallocated appropriation, $6,138 is provided solely for sales tax on WUI fire software contract. Number 13 of the reallocated appropriation, $200,000 is provided solely for Latah Valley TIF analysis and sub-area planning. Number 14 of the reallocated appropriation, $60,000 is provided solely for a memory garden. This action arises from the need to reallocate ARPA funding for other purposes.
We have public comment. Barry Barfield. Then Derek Azaro. Raul Pena.
Thank you, Council. Thank you for your work and service. I'm Barry Barfield. Per an email that you received last week, I am offering an urban plunge to all council members, the mayor, and the Board of County Commissioners after your November 4th Legislative Council meeting. I hope you'll consider attending. Any questions?
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to have Derek, then Raul, and then Bob Scarfo.
Derek Azaro, former resident of Spokane, sold my house out of just not want to pay taxes to a mayor, doesn't care less about her taxpayers. Good news is I sold my house to a family that out of Hilliard that thought they would never, ever own a house. I'm going to speak out on this right here. Number 14, what exactly is a memory garden? You're short on funds, and you're going to put $60,000 into something that doesn't sound like it's an emergency. I know it's probably for some good cause, but right now is not really the time for that. you're shot down Cathcart's motion on his money for the towing of vehicles. I have to say, it's kind of a coincidence that kind of skirts over to Prop 1, where if you don't give them the money, then they can't tow any vehicles. So it's kind of a coincidence that you kind of played that into the game. I can say on Marietta Avenue, it's really been a problem. I've been up here for, 2 council member times, 2 councils completely for like 4 years. Giving this $60,000, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't replenish the code enforcement department with $100,000. That's a basic need of every single city there is. Code enforcement is important to everybody, neighbors, the city, and just the health of the neighborhood. Like I said, $60,000 a memory garden right now doesn't show much responsibility as a council for even voting in that direction. With that said, I think it's a good idea. This is deferred for probably another week to discuss what exactly is for other purposes. You're not defining what those other purposes are. That's the same argument you had for the jail. We're not going to do that because it wasn't defined. Well, we want this, as a public, we want this defined. What exactly are the other purposes you want to use the money for? Is this the agenda of the mayor? Is it for your own personal neighborhoods that you want to put your benefits into, not into District 1, not into Logan District for sidewalks and crosswalks I've been fighting for years, a no on all of that. It's time to be responsible and have good ethics as council members, to follow the ethics of a council member, not to vote together 5-2 for an entire year of every single motion that's made by 2 council members, whether they be Democrat or Republican. That's not the argument. The argument is these two, you're going 5 against 2 people. How would you like we switch that around to where we told you no on every single thing? This looks more like really a plot in a way to do away with 2 council members because they don't agree with you. But they represent a very large district, including downtown.
Thank you, Derek. Your time is up. Raul?
My name is Raul Peña, District 1. All right, you're gonna plant bushes and trees for homeless people to defecate, shit, piss, excuse my language. I apologize, but that's exactly what you want to do. $60,000, I can't get a $3,000 crosswalk, but you're gonna spend $60,000. Like my previous buddy over here stated, it's always 5 against 2. Klisky, you don't want cops because your daughter's afraid of people with carrying guns. Yet, us law-abiding citizens, you stated that. Every law-abiding citizen that carries a gun is going to protect themselves and everybody around them in case of chaos and mayhem. But yet, you keep putting rules, and yet, you all vote against 2. I've all asked you to come to my neighborhood. I conned one person into coming. She's never gotten back to me. We're still looking into it. I've invited other members. I've never gotten a phone call. You want to defund the police? You want to get rid of police officers? My service dog was stolen 3 weeks ago, kidnapped by 2 kids. I got videos. I gave it to the cops. You know what? Tough shit, they say. If you got your dog back, be grateful. It's not the point that I got my dog back. I got my dog back because I didn't stop looking for him. I did what the police was supposed to do, investigate. And not a goddamn thing was done. And I'm still pissed off because it's a service dog. I've had him for 13 years as a service dog. Scraps, you all give a lot of money to Scraps. They don't give a rat's tutu about what happened because they're 2 juveniles. I don't care about the juvenile. I care about the mother who's supposed to be responsible. You all passed law that says the parents are responsible for the actions of their kids. Not one of you is even. I sent today another message where somebody says, give me this info so I can forward it and try to get this result. But still, we're low priority because we're District 1. If we were on the south side, shit, man, I would have had the results
I'm sorry,
weeks
quick
ago.
point of order. Could you watch your language, please? Thank you.
Thank you. You want to testify, Bob, or pass? Bob Scarfo, on the...
I'm Bob Scarfo. I'm in District 2, and I really want to thank the council chair and the council members for supporting the reallocation of funding for the Memory Garden. Just to give a little clarity, a Memory Garden is a place where people with dementia and their caregivers can go. There are about 70,000 people with dementia in Spokane County and their caregivers, and 70% of the people with dementia or Alzheimer's live in their homes. There's no place that they can go to relax and to get out of the house safely. And so there's only, the best count so far is there's only 4 public memory gardens across the country. This would be number 5. And it's needed for an elder population and a rapidly growing elder population. And again, I just want to thank the council for your support.
Thank you. Any council commentary? Councilmember Dillon.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone who came down to testify on this. Just a couple things. I mean, I think for me, as usual with the kind of large list of allocations, there's some things that I love, I like, and I do not like. You know, obviously, it's a little frustrating to see the pulling back of the $100,000 that was previously allocated for the police ombuds, but I know that we do have a commitment from, I think, putting this there and having some advocacy around this. It's still frustrating, though, to see that be reallocated, but it's moving the conversation further along. A lot on here, too, I think really does get at some of the core of our land use issues related to LATAW and infrastructure, looking at TIF analysis, as well as allocating for some much-needed sub-area planning, something that the neighborhood has been asking for 20 years. And then finally, this was mentioned before, I really appreciate Bob Scarfo's advocacy for the Memory Garden. Definitely want to, again, clarify what this is for. This is for folks who have dementia, Alzheimer's. This was something that my grandmother suffered from before she passed. For us to be the 5th city in the country to do this, I think really shows our innovation. And I'm really excited about this partnership with Parks and someone bringing this forward with a really wonderful idea and getting the community behind them to advocate for this funding. So thank you, Bob.
Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, I'll be brief. I'm going to vote against this, and the reason being, one, there's two primary reasons. First off, the way we're treating our police ombudsman is frankly disgusting. We've been sort of, toying them along for years. And now there's this opportunity it's over now, but there was an opportunity to finally get the investment they needed to create that privacy wall, to create some private space so that they could do their work in a much better way. I wish, I won't suggest as to the reasons why anything is happening, but it's incredibly frustrating that rather than jumping on it, we just allowed this money to get to this point where we claw it back and we do what, frankly, they wanted to do with it in the first place. So it just, a lot of optics, a lot of positive optics, but zero positive outcome. And that's really frustrating on the ombudsman case. The other is, as was mentioned, I did today bring an amendment to try to allocate $100,000 specifically for towing junk and RV vehicles. I found out recently that we are out of money to do that work. There's a long list of vehicles that need to be towed on public property, and that list is just growing. And so to take care of what's on the list today is $60,000. To take care of, I hope, for the rest of this year, to get through this year, $100,000 would get us there. And so that was my proposal. And unfortunately, we didn't have the votes, didn't amend it. I just think when there's an urgent need, I honestly just don't think that there is anything more urgent than dealing with those issues, the homeless issues, some of that stuff. But specifically, people are frustrated at the RVs and the junk vehicles and the time it takes because of our lack of resource to get there. We shouldn't also have no resource to actually do the removal. And so I think it's important for the trust of the community, but really for the safety of the community, that we fund that. And it's a relatively small amount. I mean, frankly, it's a rounding error in the grand scheme of 82 million, which is the full ARPA amount. We've got some other rounding errors in there that are okay, and it's just very frustrating. Last thing I'll just note, I mean, there's some really good things in here. Not going to say anything's bad. Obviously, would love to see the HVAC getting done at the fire station, really good. We all want to see Latah Valley successful. So there's some good stuff here, but at the end of the day, it could be so much better. And I'm really tired of getting stuff that are half measures, doesn't go where it needs to go. And I'm not interested in that. So I'm going to vote no.
Councilmember Klitzky?
Well, I'll agree with Councilmember Cathcart that there are some frustrating pieces of this. Turns out we're replanning our facilities here in City Hall, and we were not able to get the changes to the Ombudsman office. I suggested some portable options. They were not interested in those, but I'm hopeful that we can, as soon as we have finished our facilities planning, do something much better for the Ombudsman. And as far as the RV towing, that's an issue in my district as well. And I was told that it's a reimbursement from DOT issue. If that fund has run dry, then I'm supportive of looking for ways to fill the hole. But I want to make sure that that has run dry first, and that it's really going to be on us. But definitely interested in looking for solutions if that is the case.
Any commentary? Prepare to vote. Thank you.
Ordinance C-36-593, Public Safety Personnel and Crime Reduction Fund. Number 1, remove 16 classified police officers from 16 to 0. 2, remove 1 classified senior police officer from 1 to 0. 3, remove 1 classified mental health coordinator from 1 to 0. 4, remove 2 classified parking enforcement specialists, 1 from 2 to 0. Number 5, remove 4 classified police record specialists from 4 to 0. Number 6, remove 6 classified police radio dispatcher 1s from 6 to 0. 7, remove 2 classified police radio dispatcher 2s from 2 to 0. And number 8, decrease appropriation by $3,119,373. A of the decreased appropriation, $3,119,373 is removed from base wages and employee benefits. 9, increase appropriation by $3,119,373. A of the increased appropriation, $3,119,373 is provided solely for an operating transfer out to the General Funds Police Department. And General Fund number 1, add 16 classified police officers from 76 to 92. Number 2, add 1 classified senior police officer from 106 to 107. Number 3, add 1 classified mental health coordinator from 0 to 1. Number 4, add 2 classified parking enforcement specialists, 1 from 0 to 2. Number 5, add 4 classified police record specialists from 20 to 24. Number 6, add 6 classified police radio dispatcher 1s from 4 to 10. Number 7, add 2 classified police radio dispatcher 2s from 2 to 4. Number 8, increase revenue by $3,119,373. A of the increased revenue, $3,119,373, is provided solely for an operating transfer in from the Public Safety Personnel and Crime Reduction Fund. Number 9, increase appropriation by $3,119,373. A of the increased appropriation, $3,119,373, is provided solely for base wages and employee benefits. This action arises from transferring the police FTE and the associated personnel budget from the Public Safety Personnel and Crime Reduction Fund to the general fund.
This one, public comment, Will Hewlings.
Good evening. My name is Will Hewlings, and I live downtown Spokane. First off, I want to thank Councilman Dillon. He's the only councilman that ever responds back to my emails. So I email you my speeches, and he actually emails me back, which I truly appreciate. But I support Ordinance C 36593 because it aims to bring the Public Safety Personnel and Crime Reduction Fund back to its original purpose, hiring more police and fire personnel and funding effective crime reduction programs. So in December 2018, the city of Spokane, or the city council, asked voters to approve a permanent levy lift to increase police and fire staffing levels. Voters supported this measure in the February 2019 special election, leading to the creation of the Public Safety Personnel and Crime Reduction Fund in July 2019. The goal was clear: use these funds specifically to strengthen our police and fire departments and invest in targeted crime reduction efforts. Unfortunately, the fund's focus became diluted over time with administrative challenges and other initiatives diverting resources away from its core mission. By moving police department positions to the general fund and reallocating costs, this ordinance ensures the funds can once again concentrate on its intended goals. It is vital to hire more police and fire staff to meet the growing demands of our community. More police officers mean better response times, enhanced public safety, and stronger ability to tackle crime, which is greatly needed, especially downtown where I live at. Increasing fire personnel ensures faster and more efficient emergency responses to keep our neighborhoods safe. Strictly funding crime reduction programs is equally important, as these initiatives target the root cause of crime, reduce recidivism, and create a safer environment for all Spokane residents. Ordinance C 36593 is a necessary step to refocus our resources where they will have the greatest impact on the safety and well-being of the people that voted for you and expect you to do something. It's crazy what's happening to our city.
Thank you, Will. Any council commentary? Prepare to vote.
Emergency Ordinance C 36594, repealing reduced fees for construction of accessory dwelling units, amending sections 8.02.031 and 8.02.066 of the Spokane Municipal Code, and declaring an emergency.
There is no public comment. Any council commentary? Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, I'll be supporting this, but frustratingly, I mean, I think ADUs are really important and a good way to, at least in some ways, improve our housing stock. And so I've been a big proponent of them just as a piece, as one aspect of the toolbox, so to speak. And so it's really disappointing to see the incentives on this kind of going away and some of that support that we had put in place, but recognizing that those were from effectively one-time dollars, and those dollars have now run out. So if we can, I guess, if the data really makes sense that ADUs need some additional incentives and they'll do some good, I'm certainly open to finding another path and seeing if we can't do this in a different way. But for now, I do support ending it.
Thank you. Any council commentary? Prepare to vote. Thank you. That ends our legislative agenda this evening. We'll go into open forum. Remember, you have 2 minutes to speak. Please direct all your comments to the chair. And we will start with Christopher Savage.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Christopher Savage, and I live in District 3. Tonight, I would like to speak on the mayor's upcoming community safety proposal. I initially wanted to come down and speak against the proposal for its many mistakes and pitfalls that it currently is being advertised. For example, that it should have been a solitary fire bond without the multiple riders attached so that it didn't devalue the original intention of this request, as we badly need funding for our fire department capital investments such as our fire trucks, which are in great need of repair. Or say the proposal does pass. How are we going to fill the
Yeah, so sorry, Chris. This is talking about a measure that's on the ballot. I believe that we're running into the public facilities, or we're talking about the resolution. Do you want to clarify, Chris?
Mr. Wright?
Yeah, I think Mr. Piccolo would be very concerned about this testimony. So,
Councilman Cathcart?
But is he actually campaigning, or is he talking about the community fund, which is a city document put out by the mayor that at some point this council will have to approve, but it's not on our agenda? That is not on the ballot.
Yeah.
I think that's
If
a
you
fair
want, I could just
observation.
go to the end and say a poem. That could just encapsulate what I'm feeling, rather than just going to the facts of it. Is that okay? Okay. Just a quick literary note. It's fascinating how a tragic play from a master poet in the 19th century can still apply to our world today. It reads, "No, the new mayor is no good. That's what I say. Since she is in, she is fresher by the day. What has she done for our city? Things just get worse. It is a pity. We must obey. She thinks she's clever. We pay greater taxes more than ever." Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is CJ, and after that, Rick Bocook. Is Rick still in the house?
So we have a deficit in the city of Spokane of $50 million, yet the mayor's office got a raise. Lisa Brown is making $179,148 this year. That's $14,929 a month, or $3,445 a week. In 4 months, she earns a median annual household income in Spokane. Again, we have a $50 million deficit. Spokane City wants to lay off 29 city employees, people who will lose 100% of their income, while our mayor rakes in $14,929 a month. The mayors of Spokane have continuously run this town into the ground while making no sacrifices themselves. If Lisa Brown is so committed to reducing the financial hole we are in, then why is she getting a raise while 29 other people will possibly lose their jobs? Why is it when a city is in despair, the politicians on top continue to thrive? The mayor's office does not deserve this salary if it means others have to lose their jobs for it. The mayor in Boise, Idaho is paid $30,000 less, has a higher cost of living, and a larger population. There is nothing that justifies her salary given the cost of living and debt we are in. If this city is so important to you and Lisa Brown, then I challenge you to call her out on her financial hypocrisy and ask her to take a pay cut. There is no reason a public leader should be earning the annual household income every 4 months in a city with out-of-control homelessness, crime, drug use, overdoses, and lack of affordable housing. Mayor Brown needs to show her commitment to Spokane by showing she's ready to sacrifice just like everyone else instead of loading her bank account while the rest of us struggle. Shame on you, City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, CJ. Rick Bocook, and then Will Hewlings.
Before my time starts, can I ask you, can I talk about the city line? Because you've been deferred. Make sure.
Yeah, open forum.
Just want to make sure. What I want to say about the sit and lie is because I hear this part about sidewalks being used for walking. I've heard this before. But sidewalks are for the marketplace of ideas, for freedom of speech. And I was there when the first law was made. I worked with Center for Justice. She made sure that she put in constitutional expressive activity. The police need to be aware of this constantly, because if two people, that could be me and any one of you, or back here, are sitting on the sidewalk and they're talking about the election, that's constitutional expressive activity. They're exempt. That would mean anybody that is out here talking to each other, groups of two, or if somebody was just sitting down on the sidewalk and exercising a form of religious form, it relates to our Washington State Constitution, which says absolute freedom of conscience. That's also protected speech. And one of the other things I want to try to bring it up to the police department, if they're listening, is that at Pig Out at the Park, one of my friends who's a balloon tire was harassed by one of the promoters and humiliated. Now, she has grounds to sue him because balloon tying, happened to reach the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals twice. The guy was even called the cantankerous Mike Berger. And he set a standard for all of the parks across the United States. And one of the things this police officer was telling me, and I think he was uneducated, and I think they need to be educated, when they say that individual artists cannot sell things. But there is a lot of case laws that says the original artist is able to do this, even during events. They think because the event is paid for that we don't have no rights. But July 4th, 2011 established that we do have rights, even if they pay for that park.
Thank you,
This
Rick.
needs to be educated. Thank you.
Will? And after Will, Justin Holler.
Good evening again. My name is Will Hewlings, and I live downtown Spokane. I'm furious with Mayor Lisa Brown and the Spokane Police Department for, it seems, ignoring the blatant, open drug use happening downtown along Sprague Avenue. Now, why do I bring this up? Because I seen on the news now, and I seen the mayor of Spokane Valley, Pam Haley, who has a business right by where I live at, the Rid Path, where she's talking about people making out against her child care business, all the craziness that we see. Like when I walk back there tonight, there's going to be people on the sidewalk probably doing drugs. And what's Will going to have to do? Will's going to have to call Crime Check. But I'm sick of it. Why do I have to live in a country like this where we have people doing drugs out in the open? So what I suggest is Miss Lisa Brown lives in a nice fancy neighborhood called Kendall Yards. How about we move the compassionate CAT, how about we put a shelter in her neighborhood? See how she likes it. We'll see how quick things get cleaned up. But I suggest that SPD and Kevin Hall, maybe they might want to think about maybe having some cops on foot, bike patrols. I mean, we've been talking about that for a while, and that's greatly needed, especially downtown. Because I seen Councilman Cathcart and his legislative aide before city council meeting the other day walking down the sidewalk on Sprague in front of the Rid Path. So if you want to ask him what he thinks. Ask Shay how she feels intimidated as a woman.
Thank you,
guys
Will.
should be ashamed.
Justin Holler, and then Derek Azaro.
I'm still Justin Haller, District 1. I echo a lot of things that Will said, and most of the people that are in the back there, and Christopher Savage for that matter. It's very frustrating to get up here week after week, year after year, and not be heard. I'm very frustrated with the fact that District 1 has no representation on the STA board, and Betsy Wilkerson, you could change that like that. You could change that. That's a power that you have. And you don't care about District 1. You just care about your own agenda. You're like, no, that $200 million we're going to spend on division shutting down one lane of traffic for STA buses, District 1 will have no voice in that, even though District 1 predominantly runs through that area where that's happening. So $200 million and Cathcart and Bingle have no say in that. How is that fair? When it's 5-2 on just about everything, how is that fair? You guys are lockstep in the same ideology, the same identities, and the same politics. How is that fair? Give the two people in District 1 a voice. Give one of them a voice. How is it so lopsided unless that you guys are in lockstep with a certain agenda? It's despicable. It really is. The other thing is, I don't know if you've seen the rainbow flags, the crosswalks, that they're destroyed again. Are you going to waste another X amount of money on that again? How much money are you going to pour down that bad idea again and again and again? It's a flag. It shouldn't be on the ground. Imagine if the American flag was on the ground. Some of you might be upset about that, but no. I'll leave you with this. It's Chris Webby, Raw Thoughts. Got to clean it up a little bit because it is Chris Webby. And I thought I was a liberal for most of my life, but holy Christ, you blanking lefties have been colder than ice. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but honestly,
And
I hate
Justin,
this
your
ass.
time is up. Thank you.
I have more in common with Trump supporters and Reaganists than fake
Justin, your
woke bums
time is up.
canceling
Thank you.
everyone.
Hey. And after Derek, Larry Andrews.
Short guy. Derek Azaro, formerly of District 1. You passed an ordinance recently going after landlords once again. I can tell you that I was at the town hall meeting on that subject several years ago. I was the first one to speak on it. What I spoke on was this. You can pass whatever ordinance you want, but unless it's changed, at the time I was told that no code enforcement can enter a property without the express privilege from the owner or the tenant. So if you want to crack down on the landlords or any other laws you pass, it's kind of mute unless you change that. And that was my argument at the time. Because I had a drug house next door to me that took my neighbor and I a year and a half to get rid of. Everything was going on with prostitution, the whole works was going on over there. This was Logan Peace Park in that neighborhood. So you're shooting down code enforcement money. You're going after R2 representatives constantly to support your own agenda like you've heard tonight, and you've heard 1,000 times. So if you're going to continue on with this landlord fight and tenant fight, a lot of that was already argued out before some of you were even on the council. The newbies here to have no concept of that because they weren't there, they weren't part of that conversation. This is all after the fact. District 1 is not represented, and I can tell you this. You want to enforce that rule that you made? Do you know where the highest percentage of rentals are in a district? It's in the Logan neighborhood. And guess who those landlords are renting to? 62% of the students rent those homes. Some of those homes are left in disrepair. Right across the street from Logan Elementary School, Lindsay Shaw and the staff there with her
Thank you,
went in
Derek.
and
Your
cleaned up
time
a
is up.
house. It was done by a landlord who rents to UC students from Gonzaga.
Thank you, Derek. Your time is up. Next
So
is
do your
Larry.
job properly.
My name's Larry Andrews. I own a business here. And thank you, Betsy Wilkinson and staff here. I heard tonight that you don't have any more money to pull the cars off the street. That's probably the reason why the motorhome's at the end of our business block. But I don't understand why you don't have any money to me is you hook up to it, you take it to the pound or wherever, and it sits there until that money's paid for the investment that you put. And if it ain't paid for in so many days, it's sold and you get your money back. So I would look at something like that. Okay, then the other thing I seen was $21 million for Camp Hope. I mean, we could have built a lot of little homes for these people and had something. Now we have nothing. And I think we need to look at doing something like that. We need a place where they can get their treatment, maybe a central location, and then have these little homes around there where they can go back and forth. It's just an idea. I mean, we got to do something. I mean, I don't like washing $21 million down the drain, you know. And $200 million to change division. I mean, I can't imagine changing division anymore, because if you're around when we have any movement on the parking line, I mean, it's back to back now. And I'm thankful for the lanes we have, okay? And then finally, we have a beautiful park downtown. I mean, it's a gorgeous park. But we could do a major improvement on this park by looking at Central Park in New York City, right? I mean, we really desperately need some trees in this park. Some nice, big evergreen trees that clean the air all year round, okay? We really do. Thanks.
Thank you, Larry. I have Raul Pena and then Laura Renz. After that, Dave Bilsland.
Raul Pena, District 1. First of all, I apologize for my behavior earlier and for but as an upset District 1, I mean, it's been said over and over and over again. The consensus is we have no voice. We have no vote. We have nothing. We need more police on the streets. Definitely. Right down the street, 80 miles an hour, fatality. Yet they put in a Circle K with cutouts into a busy street where people do 60, 80 miles an hour, where I lost my truck, got hit head on. I've been fighting for safety, not for me, but for our future generations. You vote for $60,000 for a park, which is a good idea, but the people who go there ain't gonna remember that they pooped or peed on themselves being at the park. And the others don't give a tutu on, oh, there's a bush, because, hey, they don't abide by the rules like everybody else does. So spending money that needs to be spent should be allocated exactly where it needs to be, to fund the police, to put more officers. So stuff like what happened to me and my service dog doesn't happen to your family members that have a service dog, or your family member that needs help, or your family member that needs emergency service. Look at what you're doing. Give our district a voice,
Thank
a
you,
vote.
Raul. Your
Thank
time
you.
is up. Laura? Is Laura with us, young lady?
She may have left.
Okay. Next, we have Dave. And after Dave, Monica.
Good evening, folks. Dave Bilsland, Logan. Of course, you already all know that. I think we need to have something up here or projected up there that'll show us where you guys are in the agenda. I've had several times where I've had difficulty finding out where you're at, because no offense meant, but sometimes you bounce around, and it's terribly confusing. I'm an intelligent person, and I have trouble keeping up. It's not something new. But a solution is new, just maybe up there, or maybe up here, I don't know, over there, wherever it can be projected. Just a little slim thing that says, this is where we're at in the agenda. I've literally had people lead me up here and point at the agenda and say, that's the one, because I was speaking on 4 or 5 different things, and you bounced around, and I didn't know where in the heck y'all were. It can be terribly confusing, especially when I have other people asking, where are they at? I don't know. So we could use some help with that. I think that technology is not that difficult. If you need my help, you know, I'm always willing to help. So that's pretty much all I had. Other than say I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Is Monica Title in the building or online? Is she? Would you get her in? Thanks.
She's coming.
Is Laura out there as well? Is there a Laura Renz out there?
Hi, how is everybody tonight?
Good. Thank you, Monica.
I just wanted to touch on a few things, if you don't mind. First being, have we figured out anything when it comes to warming centers for the homeless? Because last year alone, just from exposure deaths outside, we lost 5 people, and that's 5 people too many. And having been homeless for 5 years on the streets, I know what it's like to be cold out there. It's not a pleasant experience, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So I hope that we have some sort of plan, or we're working on a plan to get people off the streets for the winter. The second thing I'd like to touch on is, what are we going to do about finding the funding to take care of the housing voucher issue? Because people that are currently waiting to receive their housing vouchers, what are they supposed to do in the meantime? Where are they going to go? We're going to have a serious influx of the homeless population if we're not careful. And so I just really, really like to find out what we're going to do about the funding for that. And the last would be the fentanyl crisis, because yesterday I found an 80-year-old woman OD'd on the sidewalk downtown. 5 doses of Narcan later, she's up and walking. But when you find an older person, it's just heartbreaking. That, and I lost someone very, very, very close to me, that a military veteran, first time relapsing in over a year, and he's no longer with us. And our vets definitely deserve better than that. So those are the things I hope we focus on soon. And I thank you guys for your time, and thank you for listening. So have a good night.
We are very sorry for your loss. That concludes our session for this evening. Thank you all. We will see you next Monday. We are adjourned.